People all over the world have the right to be a part of their own family and the right to have kids. Now imagine that many girls in Australia are having this right taken away just because they are disabled.
Sterilization in females is a surgical procedure that results in the loss of fertility. Once sterilized, a woman will no longer be able to have children. Sterilizations are usually performed through hysterectomies. A hysterectomy is an operation to remove a woman's uterus. A woman may have a hysterectomy to resolve different health complications. However, in this case, the government is forcing disabled girls to undergo hysterectomies to reduce the chances of them giving birth to disabled children in the future.
These children do not have the option to consent to the sterilization. Consent means a thoughtful choice of agreement or disagreement. These children are not able to disagree to the sterilization. Their parents are not able to disagree to the sterilization.
Someone who is disabled is not fully developed, mentally or physically. Disabilities may impair speech, thought, writing, and movement. They can range from having dyslexia to being born without legs.
These girls are losing their right to bodily integrity. Bodily integrity means having physical privacy and safety. When these girls are being forcefully sterilized, they do not have their human right of bodily integrity.
We asked people what their first thoughts were when we told them that disabled Australian girls are being forced to undergo sterilization by Australia's government.
It's the kind of thing that the Nazis might have done. Horror.
I assume it was some sort of genocide?
Well, I've read about it, that it happens in certain countries, like underdeveloped countries.
Australia?
In Australia.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Democracy?
Yep.
Developed nation?
Yep.
That's really surprising.
Any concept where you're talking about forceful sterilization to me would be horrific. That would be probably my first word. That's really awful.
Disgusting, reprehensible.
I think it's terrible. I don't think that's correct.
I'm very surprised. I thought Australia was much more civilized than that.
And
I used to work with people who were institutionalized for mental disabilities, so that was very common. Sterilization, if you had a disability, it was done without your knowledge.
when was that?
That was back in the 80s.
2 of the 10 people that we interviewed knew about sterilization happening in the world, but only one of them knew that it could happen in Australia.
Currently, there are only 4 NGOs helping to raise awareness about this problem. The Women with Disabilities Australia, the Human Rights Watch, the Human Rights Law Centre, and the Disability Council International. The reason only one person knew is because these NGOs are small and need help. They need help from us.
We contacted these NGOs, but all of them responded by saying that their teams are too small to have somebody speak with us. The WWDA started out as a very small organization that gave disabled Australian women a place to stay. Due to the size of the organization, it could only house a few women. Their impact was very minimal. However, over the years, the organization has received donations that have enabled it to slowly expand and increase their impact on society. Now they have multiple locations throughout Australia where disabled girls and women can go to feel empowered. The WWDA has set up meetings for the disabled girls and women to give them voices. Human Rights Watch is an organization that defends the rights of people worldwide. Although this is a global organization, there are not many people on the staff. This is one of the reasons why their Australian efforts are minimal. Human Rights Law Centre is an organization partnered with many of Australia's leading law firms. However, they have a main staff with only 8 people. With their legal backgrounds, they have worked hard to propose laws against the sterilization of disabled girls in Australia, but many of these laws are yet to be passed. Similar to Human Rights Watch, Disability Council International is a global organization. Due to the fact that they deal with issues all over the world, their efforts in Australia are not as great as an organization like WWDA. These NGOs are partnered with activists like Stella Young to help raise awareness for this issue.
When Stella Young was a girl, she went to the doctors for a checkup. When they found out she had a disability, they said, "We might as well do the hysterectomy now." Luckily, her parents were horrified and rushed her out of there immediately.
This experience is what inspired Stella Young to go around Australia convincing other parents to do the same thing that hers did. She wants Australians to say no to sterilizing their kids.
Stella Young was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, also known as OI, a condition that causes people to have extremely brittle bones. Someone with OI has bones that are prone to fracture. While the average person fractures 2 bones in a lifetime, someone with OI could fracture at least 15.
Here are some ways that we can help.
One way we can help is by donating to the WWDA, a nonprofit organization to help disabled girls in Australia. The WWDA is a nonprofit organization that deals in empowering disabled girls.
By contacting a representative, the state government or even the federal government can get involved to help resolve the issue. Another way to help is by raising awareness through social media. By posting images like these, you can help inspire people to speak out. This image shows all of the Disney princesses with disabilities. These are the types of images that organizations like the WWDA show disabled girls and women to help them feel empowered.